So in one of my videos, I talked about people who are wanting to explore the rabbit hole and go down the rabbit hole. And anybody who knows, the rabbit hole is pretty much, it just never ends. Like, you can go down so many different rabbit holes and find out so much information about the world, and there's more and more to learn. Anybody who's ever watched the movie Alice in Wonderland, and you know how she's chasing the rabbit down the rabbit hole, and it just keeps getting deeper and deeper, and she just enters this whole new world of just impossibilities that are just possible. Like, nothing is what it seems, and everything is completely just mind fucked. That's literally how the world is. Like, if you're one of those individuals who is stuck in the everyday life to life basis that we've been fed, like waking up, going to work, coming home, cooking dinner, sitting in front of a television, getting ready for the next day, waking up, going to work, pretty much stuck in the rat race, in the matrix, then that's all you know. But when you start opening your mind and start asking questions, and you start looking at symbolism and decoding the world and decoding what's put in front of us, the world starts opening up in a way that you've never thought that it could possibly open up. And it's pretty much like a mind game. Like, those who have been playing this crazy experiment on us small people, the masses, they know that the mind can play tricks. Once you start understanding psychology, and once you start understanding symbolism, and you start analyzing things that are in front of you, you won't look at things the same way. And the deeper you go down these rabbit holes, the more your perception changes about reality. Like, I was reading like an article about Alice in Wonderland syndrome a long time ago, and it was talking about how, like, kids, I guess, when they're younger, they perceive things much bigger than what they are, and things don't seem like what they are. And an example of this, I think, is just like when I was younger. I remember my grandmother's apartment. I just remember this hallway being so long and so big, and this house being so big. And when I was older, I ended up moving to a different state. When I came back years later and I was older and I came back to my grandmother's apartment, this apartment was so small to me. Like, I just envisioned going down this big hallway when I was going to come and visit her, but it was nothing like that. My perception of the environment had changed. When we're looking at the world and what we're just associating the world with, like surface level, when we're looking at it, when we're building our belief systems, we have to understand that we're adopting this mindset and these thoughts about our reality based off of what we're fed, not based off of truth. And when you start going down this rabbit hole and start decoding and start trying to understand truth, you have to understand everything about what you thought before and everything that you looked at before is going to be like Alice in Wonderland. It's just not going to be what you thought it was. Like, she's going down this rabbit hole and she's about to open up the door, and the door is not a doorknob, it's a living being. I'm not saying that that's what that is here, but it's like that when you start really understanding how this world is ran and the mind tricks that they've been playing on us through television, through music, through, religion, through like school systems and what they've been teaching us. They've programmed us and they hypnotized us in such a way that all we are robots. And when you start breaking free from that, and when you start asking questions and actually, playing with the mind and trying to understand symbolism and trying to understand what messages they've been putting out and how life truly works and who you are as a spiritual being, it's like Alice in Wonderland. It's a never-ending rabbit hole. And that's why I try to be really careful when I'm having conversations with people about their beliefs, because I'm always curious as to why a person believes what they believe in. Because you could think that you believe in the same things because you're in this belief system or you were taught this thing, but perception is a real thing. People do not perceive the world the same way you do. And then when you incorporate the hypnosis and, you know, the programming that we've been under for years, that plays a huge part. Psychology, spirituality, science, it all plays a part in how each individual perceives the world. And when you start just going inward and asking yourself questions and really start sorting out your thoughts, your minds, and your belief systems and how you look at the world, you start opening up doors and knowledge to things that you honestly never would have thought that you'd be hopping down that rabbit hole. So I say all that to say, have grace when it comes down to people who see the world differently than you. And also know that you may not have all the answers in your belief systems and in the way you see the world, because when you get presented new information that challenges your belief systems, that's called cognitive dissonance. When you get presented new information that can be factual, that alters your perception, take that into consideration and don't be one of those people who's just like, no, well, this is what I was taught growing up and this is just what I believe, so I'm not even going to explore that. You're limiting yourself. This is literally Alice in Wonderland that we're living in. Everything is not what it seems. Like, be very cautious about what you're adopting. I've been victim to that. I feel like everybody has. We're human beings. We've been programmed for such a long time, so that's just how we function. But everything is not what it seems. So if somebody believes things differently than you, if somebody's looking at the world differently than you, ask yourself why. Don't just start, spewing hate or getting angry because it doesn't align to what you believe in. We change every day. We get presented with information every single day that may alter our perception, and it completely alters our perspective of life. So I'm just saying, have some grace when it comes down to belief systems and people and their positions here in the world. Everybody's on their own journey, and everybody is figuring this shit out just like you. So be kind.